Hey guys, you're watching the one and only. My name is AJ. Welcome back to another episode of Let's Build a Mini City. We're starting to get to the point now with this series where we're catching and nearly caught up to the progress that we've made on the main city. Now, from the top of my head, what we've got left to do is this island. We've got the what's it called? The lighthouse and the house and the barn and stuff, and this island in general. We've got the pig's restaurant. We've got anything that we can do on the pier, but I'm not sure if we can do much at all on there. We've got the nightclub. We've got the beach houses. We've got the factory. The industrial, or what's it, the port over here with the ship and the cruise ship. We've got the racetrack. And we've got Naisha's library and the row of shops. And I think, or it's like a little row of shops. Oh, and the town hall. I totally forgot that we haven't even got that yet. But apart from that, I think we're then caught up. Plus, whatever we end up progressing with in the time that it takes us to do that in this series, we might have done a couple more buildings on the main city. And then what we're going to do is I'm not going to take the series on a break because we've got a lot of exciting parts to do. For example, texturing more stuff. Last episode we textured up water. We made our own water texture and our own sun and moon and stuff. That was actually really fun to do, and I can't wait to do some more of that kind of thing and really personalize this texture pack to be our own, the trees and all that kind of stuff. And then we'll go into making this into a little bit of a room. We'll have to add world edit to do that, so I can lift the whole island up off the floor and build a table underneath it and stuff like that and make it into like a child's bedroom. That's going to be really, really cool to do. But today we're going to be working on the little private island over here. The first thing that I want to do is I want to raise some of these trees up to go onto rocks. So we're going to have some rock-like texture. Cobblestone is perfect because it is still cobblestone. And what we're going to do is we're going to change anything that's grass around the edge here. And I think some of these ones... Oh, I've got the string above it still. There we go. Into some rocks here. I can't place saplings onto the rocks, can I? Is there a way that I could do it like this? Can I? Oh, I can't even weld edit. I said about like weld edit, copying and pasting it on top and forcing it on there. No, okay, that's not something that I can do apparently. Okay, not a problem then. I shall keep it to how it was. That's a little bit gut, and maybe you guys can think of a way. To do it, I could retexture up a grass block to look a little bit more like it, maybe. I want that to be oak string. Or we just wait until we get world edit on the world, and then I can change it from there. That's another possibility. Okay, anyway, buildings themselves. I need a block for the house. I think I'm going to go for 2 blocks with the house. Clay, what clay blocks do we have left? I've got brown and black. Perfect. And that's going to go right here and here, or there and there. There and there, I think, will be the mansion. We'll use 2 blocks to do the mansion because it is a relatively large building. Then we need a lighthouse, which is going to be another block that we need to try and find. Wool, no, because wool's carpet. A block of gold, and maybe a block of iron. We could use both of those. I was thinking about striping that red and white. Red and white. And then a top block, like a top one for the top of the lighthouse. Or is that too tall? Would it be better like that? I think it would be better like that. And then put some kind of carpet, just some sort of blank carpet on the top here. Maybe even like that. Just a white carpet to sit on top of the lighthouse. I think I can get away with that. For the barn, this is going to be a tricky one. I'm actually going to end up using, I think, pumpkin for this. Not jack-o'-lantern. Pumpkin. Because then I can make the face of the pumpkin the door to the barn. And I can make the top of the pumpkin a little bit more of a barn-looking roof. And that's going to go right there. And then, apart from that, there would be just normal paths. And our paths are very, very thin. I do have... What block did I use for this? It's only in one direction. I don't have it facing in the other direction. But maybe it'll be good enough... Oops. Just to have sort of running along the front of that as a little path. and down there. If you remember on the main city, it has like these little two paths that sort of lead along there. I think that's as close as what I can get to this being as close to the actual main part as we can, as a real version as we can. Something like that, maybe. Change that to that, change that to that. I think that's as good as I'm ever going to get. And once it's obviously textured up, it's going to look 100,000,000% better. I'll show you in Photoshop. Let's jump into Photoshop. We'll start texturing up some blocks, and I shall be back. Alright, I was getting a little bit carried away. I just needed to stop myself. I've got the grey stained clay loaded up inside of Photoshop, and this is the island. Obviously I've only got the overviewer picture of the back because that's the way that the overviewer always previews the world, but this is what I was trying to do with the rocks. I was trying to put the trees on top of the rocks like what we have here. I just can't do it, not at least without world edit. I don't think I could even do it with world edit. I think the saplings would end up popping off at least over time. But yeah, I might have to change up the island, because I think I've done the island by memory. But yeah, if you look here, we have the beach area, which I got right. But then this should actually be, be grass that comes out to here. And then like a rock like that, I think is what we'd do. Something like that as the side. And then put that like that. And then that's the private little beach area. We've got the tilled grass area over here, which I think, again, is maybe a little bit too big. I think I should do something like... I think that would make more sense. And then hoe. I know the Minecraft is really small. Don't worry. It'll be bigger later on. I'm just trying to get everything sort of set out nicely. Yeah, I think that's probably the best way for us to go. Like that. Now I think the island looks a little bit more like how it should. Okay, back to Photoshop then. Photoshop. What we need to do is this house. Now I can remember somewhat what this looks like. We're just going to do two halves of a house that look similar. They've got similar sort of colours going on. We need a sort of darky clay and a lighty clay sort of going on. And then just do a bunch of different height roofs. So I'm going to move that over here. We're going to find the colour that we want first. So it's going to be, what colour would you call that? It's like an orangey clay. Yeah, that's about right for the lighter one. So put that in there. Yeah, perfect. That's the sort of lighter one. And then the darker one, is that colour that I already had there for some reason? About right? No, it needs to be a little bit more purple. A little bit more on the red scale. Perfect. And then that's the other clay colour. Wonderful. I'm going to put like a little line there so I don't lose it. Wonderful. So, we want to have this side of the building, that colour. Then I want to have it go into, this needs to go all the way up to the top. Oops. Like that. Fill this in the middle. And we want a window. So for the window, I'm going to go with black. No, blue. Blue for the window. For the windows. So I want a large window in here. I'm going to go with a 5 by 5 window. That leaves me 3 blocks on either side. That works out perfectly. And I'm going to put this 3 stories. I don't know if I don't think the actual building is 3 stories. But we have to, like I've said before, utilize all of the space that we have available. Otherwise it looks really weird. So we've got 3 5 by 5 pixel windows in here. And we'll colour the rest of this up. Down there, down there. Fill those ones in. And then get some more windows going. So we want another window down here. I'm going to go a little bit smaller. I'm going to go 3 blocks by 5 blocks, I think. Or 6 blocks. Make them a little bit shorter because they're meant to be on the side. And I'm going to put another one here. But I'm not going to put one up above that. And then over here, I'm going to do another type of different window. I'm going to make them 3 blocks tall, 3 blocks wide by 4 blocks tall. So we've got a few sort of different types going on here. And the same over here. That one and that one. But again, I don't want to go any higher than that. I might make that grey above. Let's try that if we go with the grey. Just as like a trick to the eye more than anything. And this will look like part of the roof. Oops. Like that. And the same on this side. It'll make this middle one look taller, which is what we want. like so. We'll grab some white to put the shine on the windows. I might as well do that now. This is such a cool little technique. It instantly makes any window look like a window. Very clever. Whoever thought of that back in like the early days of Minecraft is an absolute genius, because it's been in there for as long as I can ever remember. Something like that. The windowsills are white. I'm going to go just off white to go underneath here, 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 there, 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 and there. There's nothing above the windows, but there is brown on either side of the window, which is in the real world, in the real city, trapdoors. So I'm going to go with a trapdoor brown. I think I need to go a little bit more orangey. Perfect, like that. To go on either side. I don't think I want to go down as far as the windowsill, though. And I can make these ones a little bit bigger. Those ones. Those ones. Like so. Okay, so far so good. I'm very, very happy. Need some shading. We're looking very plain at the moment. Like that. And is that the right height? Yes, they are the right height. They look a little bit different for a minute then. Okay, I think that's about good. We'll have the door on the other block when we do that. So I want to get that grey, and we're going to start sort of shading this up a little bit now. So I'm going to get some darker grey to go below here. Use up some of that space as well. We'll grab this one and grab a little bit of a darker colour to go down the side and underneath. I think I'll go underneath the windowsill as well. And maybe underneath the trapdoors. I think it'll hopefully make them pop a little bit more. I want to have a lighter block of that as well, to go on top of everything. So we're going to sort of make this as a poppy out square. And I think I'll go just above the windows, but not above the trapdoors. Otherwise we're going to have these straight lines going across like that. We'll grab this one and make a darker one to go down the side of here and along the bottom and down the side here and along the bottom. And I think I'll probably have a even darker one than that to go underneath the grey, so it look like the grey is above that, like it's making a shadow casting onto this. And I think that's about it for this one. I think that's good. So if we save that, I'm going to copy that as well, close this down, open up the other clay, which is this one. Now, I might have the blocks in the game the opposite way around. We'll find that out later. So now we've got two blocks that look identical. But what I want to do is just change this one to look a little bit longer. This is the one that has the height on it. I want the other one to look a little bit longer. So we're going to grab the grey first and hide this one up. I don't want this here. The grey and this funny colour. I don't know what you'd even call it, like a dark brown or something. Then going to get rid of all of this. Oops. I'll just get rid of this for the minute. I can always add any bits that I accidentally made later on. Like that. Put this one back. Put these ones back. But I might move them. They're just there to sort of get us a solid base going again. Okay, I really like this. What I want to do now is I want to put a shorter... Oop, I'm going to have to paste that again so I can grab that colour. And I'm just going to put a dot here. And I'm going to grab that. The dot is actually there. You just can't see it. That dot and that dot. Then I can get rid of that. And the dots are there. Perfect. So we want the normal one. And I want this to go right up against this side, I think. But only going to that height. I'm going to keep the window size approximately the same. I think I'm just going to take a block away from either side. I've already got the windowsills in there, which is perfect. Grab the brown again to go on the side, because the windows have been made slightly smaller. The lighter colour to go above and down one side. The darker one to go across the bottom and up the right hand side. Just up to there, I think. And then I want more of these windows. So we'll grab rectangle. And I think I'm going to do a gap between, like that. Perfect. It just fits. It just works. We shall then cover those dots up with the grey. And now we've got two buildings there that, when next to each other, should make a house-looking thing. Maybe I'll remove one of these windows and make it into a door, because we don't have that yet. Black. Just an easy way to know what's a door. And that's good. Save. Oops. Combine. Save. And let's jump into Minecraft and take a look at it. Alright, so I did have the blocks the wrong way round, but that's not a problem. I want that one on that side and that one on that side. Then a carpet, we'll grab this one because it's a nice roof one. And boom, that looks so cool next to each other, right? They look like two different blocks. Oh, I need to put the shading, the dark shading underneath those windows. See that? To make that sort of blend in. But that looks really cool. It's nice and simple. We've got the doors. There is 2 doors on the house, which is about there and there, which is perfect. The only thing is that we don't have a door on the back, but I'm fine with that being there. You're never ever going to see that anyway. That's pretty cool. There's a little island mansion on there. I'm really chuffed. Really happy about that. The next thing I think I want to do is the barn. Let's work on the barn. It's pretty simple. It's just going to be red with a nice big opening, and then a very similar roof to how we've done here, but using browns instead of greys. So I should be back. Alright, I added the shading underneath the window. I didn't forget about that. And now we're on to the barn, which is the pumpkin. So it's made up of 3 different textures. The top, the face, and the side. The face on we're going to ignore because that's jack-o'-lantern, and it's also got different properties because it glows. Some weird stuff going on. So we're just going to grab pumpkin side first. So this is a sort of easy one. This is just the barn side. And if I pull this over, we can see the barn's just here. It's got some mostly just red. Nothing too crazy going on there. In fact, we could probably put more of a texture on than it does in the real version. But then it's got these sort of wooden beams along the edge. So, should be easy to do. We're going to grab a red first. A nice, just off red, about that is good. And we'll colour the whole thing. Kapow! We want to grab a nice brown. A nice dark brown to begin with. Put this back down to 1. And we want to have this, I think, probably 3 pixels wide. And then grab a darker one to go around the edge. Like that. Am I right? Yeah, I'm right at the bottom. Good. So that's going to be it for the beams. Maybe we could go with a lighter one, but is it really worth it? Like that. And like that. Because it's going to flow around. We'll try it. That looks good. Now, to get a little bit more of a barn look, I was thinking about getting some different reds and doing this. Oh my god, AJ, what have you done? You've ruined it. I don't trust you anymore. Give me a chance. Give me a chance. We go even darker. I don't know what you're doing, AJ. You're scaring me. You're making it look really weird. It does actually look pretty cool at the minute, to be honest. And we'll grab a lighter one. Not that light, about there. And mix that in as well. Then I'm going to grab the area, the area that I want to change, which is this red section. And I'm going to use the smudge tool. I need to go a little bigger. Maybe not that big. Blur tool would be better probably. Not quite that big. There we go. It just adds a little bit of colour and texture to it. Something a little bit not plain red. And I think that looks 100% better. Like that. Wait until it's in Minecraft. I guarantee you that'll look much more like a worn barn look. So I'm really happy with how that is. Save. Close. Save. Copy. Close. And we now want pumpkin face off. Apparently it's called. Paste that in. And all we need to do now is put a door on. Well, it's just going to be a nice big black mass of a semicircle pretty much. I'm going to come in 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 from each side. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 right there. And I want to go up relatively high to use up the space. Otherwise we're going to have a big red boring part above it. 3, 3, 2, 2, 1, 1. And across the top. It's a little bit too tall, isn't it? If I go there and there, that might be a little bit better of an arch. We'll fill it in and take a look. That one, and that one. You know, it's not actually bad at all. Yeah, no, that's good. That's a nice arch. I like that. And we can also, it's risky, but you could do this and this and then this and this to look like the doors are open. That's the perspective that you would have if the doors were open. I think we can get away with that. That actually looks okay. So I'm going to delete that so I can save it. And then it's just a barn roof. So I'm going to close that down. We're going to, open this up. We want, it's facing the right way. So if I go to wool and we grab this one, I then copy that, close that, and go back to pumpkin. Pumpkin top. Zoom in, paste that there. So we've now got a grey roof at the moment, but we should be able to tone this a little bit to be the right color. Now I don't know if we can make white into grey. Maybe if I replace color, grey with brown. Yeah, it doesn't really work, and I don't think I can add any hue or saturation to really improve that. Any color would do, because if I can get a color, I would then be able to. But yeah, no, greys don't really work like that. I'm going to have to do it by hand, which means there wasn't really much point copying and pasting. It's a roof that has a grey outline around it, so I could probably do that by leaving that grey in there and then grabbing a nice sprucey like brown, which is more that. And I'm going to leave 1 pixel, I think, around the outside, and I'd really like to keep, I don't know if you can see it all that well on YouTube, but there's a slightly darker wave in here. I would like to keep that if possible. So we're going to add these in, oops, too high, like this. Beautiful. And then, oh, nope, not there, because I want that to be grey still, like that. And then go slightly darker to fill in this part. And then it should give a little bit of a wooden appearance. I don't know what the quickest way to do this is. There's probably a way that I can mask. Photoshop is so powerful, I use it in a very weak sense. I just use it to do this kind of thing and my thumbnails for my videos. But Photoshop is so powerful. I doubt many of you know, watching this, exactly how powerful Photoshop is of a tool. It's extremely powerful. There's a lot that you can do about it. PewDiePie is probably one of the best people I've ever seen use Photoshop. He uses it most of the time as a joke, and doesn't really use it too seriously. He just uses it for some of his videos. But I don't know if you know this. You might know this. But before PewDiePie was a YouTuber, he was going to be a professional Photoshop artist. And apparently he got really close to getting the job, that his dream job that he wanted, working for, I think it was some news outlet or something like that. That's a little bit too dark. Some news outlet or fashion thing or something like that. And he was like one of the last remaining people. It was down to 2 people, I think. And the other guy got the job and he didn't. And he was gutted. So he started his YouTube channel. So yeah, that's what happened. But he's absolutely nuts at it. If you haven't seen, he put a video not so long back, I don't think. Not so long back as in a few weeks ago, a couple of months ago, of some of the artwork that he done. Absolutely stunning. Really like wonderful artwork he done there. Okay, so there's our barn. Obviously it's using the same sort of pattern but just changed the color. I'm going to leave the grey outline around here because that's what we have around the roof of the barn. As you can see, there's a sort of grey outline that goes around it. So we're going to hit save on that, and I shall see you back in Minecraft. We'll see what it looks like. I'm excited about this one. Okay, before I change the texture pack, I thought I would just get the... Oh no, it's all pumpkin, isn't it? I thought I was going to have to get the carpet on top, but I don't. I'm used to putting a carpet on top of the buildings, aren't I? Resource pack, unload, reload. I can do this a quick way. I think it's like F3 and T, is it? And it reloads... That might be sounds. That might reload sounds. I'll have to have a go. But there is our barn. And look at the wall texture on the side. That looks great. I'm so happy about that. And yes, it does have that sort of barn roof look to it. I know it's flat. There's nothing that we can really do about that. What does F3T do? It freezes your game, apparently. Oh, there we go. Reload resource packs. Yeah, it does. F3T will reload the resource pack, so I don't need to actually unload and reload it anymore. If you just do F3T, it'll chink reload the resource pack. Very, very clever. Okay, I think I'm probably out of time for this episode, though I can't quite finish off with the lighthouse, but there would be some other things that we need to do as well around the area. I would like to get a miniature boat in, but I don't know how, like a miniature sailboat. I don't know how we would do that. I am going to leave it there for this episode, though, guys. If you enjoyed it, hit that like button. If you haven't already, then feel free to subscribe, and we shall see you in the next episode. Bye!